Welcome, my love light lifers. Nadia T here, your vibrational coach, and I help artists, freelancers, and entrepreneurs use the law of attraction to create now. Today, we're talking about 555. 555. If you're seeing this number everywhere, or you're just seeing it and it really resonates with you when you see it, then this is the video for you. We're going to talk about not just these numbers, but what it might mean to your career. If you are an artist, an entrepreneur, a freelancer, what's seeing these numbers going to mean to you? And so we're going to get into that. But before we do, I want you to put in the comments where you keep seeing these numbers. I love synchronicities, and I'd love to know where you keep seeing it. So now we're going to get right into it. Welcome back to my returning subscribers. I love you guys so much. You are the reason I do this. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. But now, if you aren't a subscriber, join the club, join the community, jump on in there, just hit that bell, hit that button, yeah. Become one of us. Now let's get on to something a little more what you came for. We're going to talk about the numbers that you keep seeing. So apparently you keep seeing 555, right? All right? This is what we came here for. And I'm going to be honest with you. 5s are difficult. Getting the heads up that you're in the 555 vibration, it is a, for lack of a better way of putting it, godsend. Why? Because here's what 5s mean. 5s represent change. They are a midway point of our single digits journey to our manifestation. And at that midway point, here's the issue. We're talking about change. What's going to inevitably happen after you hit that stability of 4, it doesn't last, never does. Life goes in cycles, it goes in waves, it goes up and down. And the thing is, how we handle ourselves in those downs determine what kind of ups we get. And that's where the juice of life is that roller coaster. Making it as interesting or as enjoyable as we want to at any one time, and having the freedom to switch if we want more excitement or we want less. But when 5s are coming, hold on to your hat. I'm sorry to be the bearer of not bad, but turbulent maybe news. And that is that something is about to change and you are not going to get out. This is 5s. And when you get them in triple, we break that down to a 15, which is a 6. Okay? So this is something that is going to really rock your life, your core. This is something that is going to basically kick you off balance to put you on balance. Something's off, and to get it back on, something has to happen. It's like when you break a bone, before you can set it, you have to push the bone back into place. And that's never fun. But when something is going well, don't get me wrong, this is not bad news. Everything's going well, but when something's slightly off, it gets slightly further off, it gets slightly further off. By the time you get down here, it's off. And so it's basically just that click where the universe goes, look over there, click, and places it back and you're like, ah, and you freak out and you're like, this is going to change my whole life and I didn't see this coming and this is so bad I don't know what to do about it because I had no idea it was coming and I couldn't have even imagined that this happened, let alone seen it happen. That's a 5. However, the thing to know about 5 vibrations, 5 frequencies, 5 energies, is that the change that is happening, although it might seem traumatic or big or dramatic at the time, it's setting things right. Even if you can't see how it's doing that just yet, guaranteed it's putting something right. And the less resistance you have to it, the better. In other words, sometimes it's better to just look over there and then crunch. There it goes. Okay? And when we're breaking that number down now to what? We're breaking it down to a 6. So when we break that down to a 6, we're talking about a balance. And we're talking about domestic balance. So this is our home, this is our little castle, this is even within ourselves. This number is telling us that these 5s that are coming in to crunch your bone back in, it's there to create a balance. That something's gotten out of balance. It's gotten out of balance slowly, but it's going to go back in balance really, really quick. And it's because you are essentially nurturing a balance. What it means is that you are finding a balance within you that is feeling the offness of that not balance. And because it's starting to feel unbalanced, you consciously may not actually think, oh, I need to do something about this. You may have not even noticed how off balance it is because it happens slowly. But something within you has regained a balance enough to notice that it's out of balance. And that's where this comes in, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's like when you're driving along and you look at something on the side of the road and you don't realize that you're slowly starting to turn towards the thing on the side of the road, which is not what you want to do because you want to stay on the road, right? But right now you're veering off the road. You're veering off the road because what you're looking at is off the road. And then when you realize what you're doing it, you quickly just go, ooh, whoa, whoa. It's a narrow escape, but it is an escape. And 5s promise you that escape. It says something's about to happen, it's going to throw everything up in the air, promise. When the dust settles, you'll like it much more. 2020 is a year of 5s. It may not break down to 5, it may break down only to a 4, but I guarantee you what we've experienced in 2020 has been the vibration of a 5, okay? Huge changes, but once that dust settles, I promise you, you will have a stability, a balance that you have been looking for. In other words, if this doesn't happen, the rest of the manifestation cannot keep going. You will get stuck if you refuse or fight or hold on to this 5 energy. You will get stuck. This is where ruts live, because people know they hate their job. People know they don't want to be in their job, but they refuse to do anything to change it. And then what happens is the energy of the 5 goes and they lose their job. And they go, oh my God, what am I going to do? But 6 months later, they go, if I hadn't been fired, I wouldn't be where I am now, which is in a way better job that I actually have. However, you start fighting it when it happens. You start freaking out and going, oh my God, and then just hating the world because, you know, this one bad thing happened to you and how dare it, and nothing's ever going to be the same, and you don't even want to go near hope, let alone any other higher level on the emotional scale. You just want to sit and wallow in your self-pity. Guess what's going to happen? That thing that was lined up for you, that 6 that's coming, it's going to turn into a 7, which is going to turn into an 8, so on and so forth. that is not going to happen with you because you've just knocked yourself right out of alignment. Therefore, even though it's there for you, you're not aligning with the frequency of actually experiencing it. So you may not. And this is why the fives show up. They show up to tell you it doesn't matter how traumatic the next thing is that happens to you, understand it's all going to work out. There's stuff that you can't know, we can't explain it to you, but we can tell you it will work out. Go with it. So this is kind of like a tower energy. If you know anything about tarot cards, the fives are very much a tower moment, and you don't see them coming, and they rock you to your foundation. But they are there to make sure that if your foundation isn't stable, that it gets stable, cracks it into place. But everything that's on top of that often comes like falling down. If you are into tarot readings, or if you have just decided right now you're into tarot readings, come with me. I've got a tarot reading based on these energies that I'm going to do so that you can get a little bit more specific, and maybe something in those tarot readings will resonate with you and you'll get a little bit more clarity about your specific situation and why you might be seeing these numbers and what they mean to you and your career. So I'm going to see you over there.